The studio wants more.
While they wait for Tom Hanks to make Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4. It may not necessarily be the first Pixar sequel no one expected to happen, since they did make a Finding Nemo sequel, but I can definitely say that this is a follow-up that many have expressed some strong emotions just by the idea alone that Pixar was making this, and many were not necessarily positive. In fact, for years before its release, the movie received a good amount of backlash for continuing the franchise after the third film delivered not a great ending, but the perfect way to conclude Toy Story. On top of that, when a film franchise would receive their fourth movie, they usually end up going completely off the rails and break down what the previous three established, or sink lower if they already did. In the case of Toy Story, it's often unanimously said to be the greatest animated film trilogy of all time, where each movie is considered a masterpiece in their own right, and there would be a massive angry mob on the internet if the fourth film doesn't meet up to those standards. So now that Woody and the gang are still going on adventures even after their days with Andy, can the toys still hold strong on their fourth round? Or will we learn why a trilogy should stay a trilogy? Let's find out. The story. The best way to describe the story of Toy Story 4 is that another appropriate title for this film is Finding Forky, meaning that the entire mission for the toys is to get the new character Forky back to Bonnie. On that element, the film does end up with the same template as your typical rescue mission movie, complete with the same scenarios, character developments that happen during, and times that go well and when it doesn't. The middle part where they try to get Forky out of the antique shop is a bit foreseeable, but the movie as a whole is anything but. In fact, it knows that it can't just offer a simple plotline like that, which is why the writing was given so many layers in order for the story to feel so rich and complex. One thing that it knows why audiences would want to watch this is because of the toys. That's why the plot is very character-centric that focuses on further building the beloved toys like Woody, Buzz, and Bo, along with adding new toys to help on their adventures and give a whole lot of fresh materials to work with. Another element that helps give the movie some new life is the franchise's theme of the life of a toy. This time, the film goes into the core concept of it all, discussing about the purpose of a toy and what they are made for, something that it mostly explores with the character of Forky.
I was made to help a child. I don't remember it being this hard.
Woody, somebody's whispering in your ear. Everything's gonna be okay.
But what makes the story feel so compelling is all about the execution. It takes the time to make each character's motives clear on what they want, and pursue them as the driving force of the plot to see if they will achieve their goals. However, while I said before that the story structure may be predictable, the outcomes are entirely unexpected. The film will often go to directions that can keep audiences guessing on what will happen next, thus making it more engaging as it progresses. And then when it reaches the end, well, I can only say that if you cried at the end of Toy Story 3, then get ready for round 2, because this movie is equally as emotional as the last 3. Execution is key on making the writing feel strong, and the fourth continues that tradition to maintain the franchise's reputation on delivering top-quality stories. The animation. An important note to keep in mind is that there is a 9-year gap between the third and fourth movie from 2010 to 2019. Many often forget that there are a lot of technological advancements that occurred during that time, including in the animation field. As great as the visuals of Toy Story 3 were and still are, Toy Story 4 managed to push the limits of animation even further to capture realism and detail that has yet to be achieved. The most standout element that makes this visually more advanced than its predecessors is the use of effects and textures. Since it's mostly from the perspective of a toy, the film pays careful attention to have the environment and the textures of the toys look as real as possible, with elements like the rain on the gravel road and lights flashing all around the carnival, and display a wide variety of toys to show different textures to have them feel like what they're made of, whether it be plastic, plush, ceramic, and many more.
Hey, howdy. Hey there. Sorry to bother you, but...
Why, you're not a bother at all. We were just out for my early morning stroll.
But it's not just the animators' tools that got a good update. The character designs also got some significant changes. There are some like Woody, Buzz, and the rest of Bonnie's toys kept the same look as before, but again with a good texture boost. But then there are characters like Bo Peep, whose looks significantly change in order to keep up with the progressiveness of technology and to really sell what they are made of. As for the character animation, the only people who had more fun playing with these toys than the kids are the animators. Like I said, there are a lot of unique toys featured throughout this film, and each of them present their full potential to show what type of character they are and what they serve to the feature. And when these toys work together, they can deliver some exciting moments in the film and even make the operation of saving Forky feel intense, where they either go through all the obstacles and creepy dummies in the antique shop, or going all around the carnival. The Toy Story franchise is the perfect example to show how animation technology has grown throughout the years, and the fourth continues that legacy. The characters. The cast has noticeably grown larger than ever, up to a point where many animated films can't even handle such a huge amount. And yet, this movie managed to find a way to not only balance them well all together, but also still leave room for its main characters to have more depth. Why not start with the ones we all know and love with Woody? Now that he and his friends are in the hands of Bonnie, he realizes that he's starting to lack a purpose in life. Sad truth is, Woody isn't Bonnie's favorite like Andy. So by helping her make Forky, he finds new meaning where now he has to make sure he can keep Forky safe and have him stay with Bonnie. Buzz is also prominent in the feature where he carries the message of following your inner voice and relying on his voice command to know what to do. Everyone else, however, debatably as usual, would stay in the back while Woody and Buzz go towards the action, and help out by stalling for time so that they can all get back to the RV without the people noticing, while also giving out some humor. And then there is the comeback of Bo Peep, who is one of the big reasons why there is a 4 in the first place, so that we know why she wasn't in 3. Beforehand, she usually had a minor role as Woody's girlfriend. In here, however, she and her sheep have become completely independent with no kid and go out to help other toys find an owner. When Woody and Bo reunite, their spark reignites as their relationship starts fresh and explored to see if they still have feelings for one another.
Who's this?
You remember the rag doll I told you about?
The cowboy?
Yep.
No way!
Don't stare.
I'm totally staring.
As for the new characters, there's Ducky and Bunny, who supply a lot of great comedy that only Key and Peele know how to deliver it best. There's Duke Kaboom, who is the overdramatic stuntsman haunted by his past. Oh, and by the way, as a Canadian, I found him absolutely hilarious with his Canada-related jokes. Gabby Gabby is the sympathetic antagonist who wants a new voice box in order to have a new owner and can be quite a threat with her army of frightening ventriloquist dummies. And then there is Forky, who was made by Bonnie herself that helped her go through her first day in kindergarten. However, as a paranoid spork with newfound life, he'd rather want to live in the trash and has to slowly learn his purpose as a toy, thus not only making him important for Bonnie, but also for Woody to reevaluate his own purpose. With a strong cast of new toys and upgrading some of the old ones, the movie has a whole collection of memorable characters that have a lot of depth, humor, and heart. There is a very good reason why they continue the story after the third film. Toy Story Story 4 is a phenomenal achievement by Pixar, where they not only created an amazing animated feature, but they also managed to do the impossible by continuing the story after making the perfect ending in Toy Story 3 and still maintain the franchise's legendary quality. It delivers an engaging and thought-provoking story, beautifully detailed animation, complex and memorable characters both old and new, and many strong emotional moments that will make you laugh and cry. It may come to a surprise for many, but yeah, this is an absolute must-watch. Even if you have doubts of its existence and cherish the ending of Toy Story 3 as the definitive end, you gotta see this and discover yourself that maybe there is more to tell after 3. Will there be more Toy Story movies after this? At this point, who knows? But the 4th film has proven that Toy Story is no longer an acclaimed trilogy, but it has now become one of the greatest franchises in movie history. And that is why I am giving number 4 the AniMat's seal of approval.
Let's go!
You gotta go, you gotta go.